Jeezy has been doing a lot of interviews with his new album. I haven't listened to his new album. I haven't listened to the Meek Mill and Rick Ross album. I have heard a couple of tracks I enjoyed, but I need to, take some time out, listen to those projects. I've been bumping Halloween Havoc 4 and then bumping a lot of music. Whenever I do documentaries, whatever at that moment that I'm doing a documentary on, I'll listen to that type of music. So I've been listening to a lot of Young Buck Straight Outta Cashville, a lot of Lloyd Banks Hunger for More, a lot of Yayo Thoughts of a Predicate Felon, those type of G-Unit records because I've been doing that G-Unit Spinner documentary. So I'm kind of trying to put myself in 2004, 2005 era. So I haven't really listened to a lot of new stuff. I have that kind of habit of doing that. Even when I do the Diddy $1 million hit video, I'm sure I'm going to go back to, the 90s with Diddy and Tupac and Biggie and all that stuff. So I just have those moments where I just deep dive in that. And it makes me make the documentaries better. But regardless, Jeezy recalls a moment where he had a 7-figure check. 7 figures is $1 million all the way up to $9,999,999. So $1 million to like 9.999 million before it reaches the actual 10 million, which is 8 figures. And he said, this is just a very, very cool story. He basically said that he was so tied into the streets and made so much money from the streets that he never cashed that 7-figure check. It was like worth $2-3 million. And then Jay-Z called him and was like, yo, you're tripping. You got to cash this check. And it's an interesting story of why he didn't do it. So I'm going to play the clip for you guys.
And then when I got into music, I saw it the same process. Of course, I went through my times where I was spending and blowing money because it's like I couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I do this and they give me a check, like a real check. Like, oh, by the way, you got to talk to John Plant over at Warner because he was the first person that gave me a check for publishing, right? Back then. I ain't cashed the check for like a year and a half. He called me. He's like, yo, what's going on with the check I gave? I said, I'm going to keep it real with you. I left it in some pants, and I think it got faded, and I don't know where it's at.
How much was the check for?
A few million. And Jay-Z called me like, yo, man, you got to quit playing. And that's how I was like, all right, I got to.
So you didn't need a few $1 million?
Not at the time, because when he gave me because when I came in from music, when I came in from the streets to music, I was good. Like I was straight. So the music to me, I was more infatuated with the fact that people liked what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I didn't need the money, so I thought, right? You know what I'm saying? And I just had the bread. So to me, it was just like, and then I was getting money for shows. It was like taking ice cream from a baby. Like it was the sweetest ever. So when he gave me a check, I didn't even have an account. Think about that.
No bank account.
No. When Def Jam gave me my check, I didn't have an account.
Shoebox.
And I was just putting the checks in the box.
Putting checks in box like they money, like it's bills.
Well, because I didn't understand how it worked. You see what I'm saying? I was too embarrassed
to ask.
How to open this account.
What do I do? Who do I talk to?
Right.
And by the way, I was paranoid of banks because the first thing I'm thinking if they...
The feds come.
Yeah, it's going to be money laundering. You know what I'm saying? That's how I got that mentality.
Yeah.
That is wild. So... Jeezy's been known to be, with BMF in the streets. He's probably making a lot of money illegally, be it though. And then once he started blowing up with the music, he's making money legally, getting checks, getting publishing checks, whatever, upfront checks for record label deals. Def Jam was just, wrote him checks. Didn't have a bank account, and he was too scared and embarrassed to ask for a bank account. That is just a crazy story to the point where Jay-Z had to call and be like, yo, what the fuck is going on, bro? This is interesting because I like talking about finances. I like talking about money. I think I tweeted a while ago. I know when I talk about finances and all this stuff, a lot of people message me and like, can you speak about it more? Can you expand on business and how to grow and all this stuff? So in the future, I think I want to get into the finance world. Maybe, it's something that I'll probably, but I want to get older and I want to experience more before I start giving advice to people because I still feel like I'm young, 28 years old, not super young, but I do feel like there's more that I can experience and more that I can learn from. I feel like if you're going to get into finance, at least be in your 30s, 35, somewhere around there where you're a lot more seasoned, Not to say that I'm inexperienced because there's a lot of stuff that I'm experienced in, but there's a lot of stuff that I'm not. So I just like talking about finances and stuff. And this was interesting. So I wanted to talk about XXXTentacion. There was an interesting conversation with TK Kirkland on Vlad TV with Vlad. And they said that XXXTentacion would have never got killed had he never pulled out money, like cash, because he basically got killed for the cash in his Louis bag that he had. He had, I don't know how much money, I forget, but the jewelry, whatever, the cash, it was not worth obviously someone's life, but he got killed basically for that, and he didn't want to give it up. But ultimately, they ended up taking it, killing him. But had he never, like, this was interesting. Just Vlad, I think, said it. So let me play the clip and see.
Yeah, I mean, you had a tweet. You said, I don't know why some of you guys walk around with thousands of dollars in your bag. Grow up. Who raised you?
Yeah.
Get you a credit card. Use it and pay off that car and make payments 2 times a month or more. It'll increase your credit score.
Man, don't it?
Look at someone who you knew, XXX Tentacion.
Yes.
He had to go to this bank and take out thousands of dollars in cash and put it in a Louis duffel bag because it felt good to have all that money in his hand.
That's so
only
sick.
to have a bunch of idiots
Yes.
notice that and kill him for it.
Yep.
You think they would have killed him for his American Express card?
Not at all.
Think they would have killed him for his visa?
Not at all.
He's got the money.
He got the money.
He's got the income.
Yep.
He probably had the credit. If not, it didn't matter because he had so much money coming in. He didn't need that cash with
Didn't
him
need that cash with him
at all.
That's a young man's mistake.
They roll up on you, pull the guns. Hey, here's my wallet. It was only $100. What do you want me to do?
That's right.
That's all I got. Take it.
I didn't even look at it that way, Vlad.
There's no resisting arrest if you take my credit cards. Have it. As soon as you
Wow.
go, I'll cancel them
I
all.
love that. Like it's what you said is so simple, and it's right there in your face.
For example, this XXX Tentacion story. Like they said, if he had his credit cards, they would have robbed him of his credit cards. If he had like $100, a few $100 in his wallet, you know, whatever. They got away with $500, whatever. I never carry cash. I really don't. It's rare if I ever do. My wallet actually got stolen, and immediately when it got stolen, the person tried to purchase stuff at Walmart, like $260 immediately at Walmart. My phone got the text message, hey, fraud, are you trying to purchase? Boom. I said no, card didn't work. Every other card I canceled within seconds because you can do that through your app usually, whatever card it is, credit card or debit card, whatever. All of them were canceled in seconds. So that person couldn't use a single penny. And had I had cash in there, $500, $100, $1,000, which is a lot of money to me. $100 is a lot of money to me. I would not like to just lose $100. That person would have walked away with something, but they walked away with nothing. Nothing. They couldn't get anything. And, you know, it's fine to have some cash. Cash is not a big deal. But, you know, if you're ever touching money, you know, like any type of money, $1,000, $5,000, you're pulling it out, try to flex and stuff. It's just the dumbest shit ever, man. You're going to get robbed. Something's going to happen. You're just going to lose the money. It's not smart. And use credit like they were talking about in this clip. Credit is one of your biggest friends ever if you know how to utilize it. If you don't know how to utilize it, it's going to haunt you and it's going to really screw you over because it's tempting. I remember when I first got my credit card, I got like a limit of like $1,500 or $2,000, something like that. The credit limit was like somewhere around there. And boom, I immediately started using it. I didn't know about like, hey, stay under 30%. Usually, ideally, you want to stay to 10 to 15%. So, for example, if you have a credit limit of $1,000, you want to stay between $100 to $150 max and pay it off immediately before the next cycle comes so you don't get charged interest. And so when they report your credit card balance to the credit bureaus, it reports as $0. And that's how you build your credit limit, how you build your credit score, and how you build a history. Because once you build that up, you'll be able to a bank will trust you in taking loans if you want to start a business. Hey, I need a loan for $50,000. They'll look at your credit history. Oh, wow, for the past 4 or 5 years, you haven't had a huge credit balance. You've been paying on time, haven't missed anything. Of course, we'll give you $30,000. You're a responsible person with your money. And these things, you know, I've learned over time. This isn't like I just learned in a single day. You know, over time, you know, I started making money at a young age. Not to like brag or anything like that, but at 14, 15, I was making money from my hip hop website. You know, sometimes I would touch 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 a month. At one point, you know, I touched like 6, 7, you know, insane numbers a month. As a kid, that's like insane. Money isn't everything to me, and it shouldn't be to anybody. I know money is a great tool to, you know, take you to where you want to be in life. Maybe do what you want to do in life because money gives you a lot of freedom. But money isn't the end-all, be-all of life. I know a lot of people who've got a lot of money who are lonely. I met, you know, a multi-millionaire who owned Drake's old Bugatti, Lamborghini Aventador. The guy was the saddest. He was living in this mansion all by himself, man. He would invite me almost every single day because just lonely. He wanted somebody to be there, very lonely guy. So money isn't the end all be all of everything. It's great to have it. It's great to use it. It's great for a lot of different things, but you should never just strive just for money. I never did, and money just happened to come my way. It's something that I just love what I do, and I started getting rewarded for what I do. I put a lot of effort into what I do. I reinvested into what I do, and it just happened, to come my way. And if you look at me, I don't buy fancy things. I think the most expensive thing I ever bought was shoes. The off-white Nikes, the line ones, for $700. That's the most expensive, and I honestly regret it. But once I'm looking at the sales now, these shoes, they actually gone up. So maybe I can make a profit because I'm looking to sell them. I'm not really interested in keeping those shoes. And like if you look at my hoodies, shirts, regular stuff that you can buy anywhere, Walmart, wherever, Target. I wear a lot of black T-shirts that are like $8. I replace them like every 6 months. That's about it. I don't wear anything fancy. If you're just looking at me in a store, the only thing I could tell you where I'm making money, where you could tell, okay, he's got money, is my car. That's it. That's the only thing that you can tell. I don't wear jewelry. I don't wear fancy clothes. In fact, I dress like a homeless person fucking every day, damn near. Because it's not something that I like to flaunt, and I'm like, oh, I have money, and I'm not the richest guy in the world. I don't, there's moments where I've struggled that recently, especially with this Get Rich documentary. I put a lot of money into it, haven't recouped it. It kind of crippled me a little bit financially in a lot of different aspects. But, that's the thing. That's this game. You either invest, you don't, you go back and forth. But I say all this to say, don't, even if you start making money, don't flaunt it, man. There's no reason to do it. It's just going to attract bad people in your life. It's going to attract the wrong people in your life. People are going to only want to be around you for money. These things, it's not what you should want. When I was younger, I used to post money on my Instagram. Like when I was making from the website, I post like hundreds like laid out. I even have photos, I think, still to this day. With my website in the background, I had like hundreds like laying on the laptop. Just stupid. It was just dumb. I was like 15, 14. So at that age, you might do some stupid flaunt and shit like that if you got the money. But once you reach like 20, 21, 22, like, come on, bro. Like, grow the fuck up at this point. Just going to cause unwanted things. But yeah, for me, like I said, the only thing that shows that I have any type of money is my car. Like, I like talking about finances, man. So eventually I want to get into this and talk more about it. But it's a whole thing, man. And I've dealt with all kinds of different contracts, deals. I've talked to labels trying to buy my channel out with a lot of money up front. They're like, yo, here's this money. We'll give it to you. Oh, my God. I'm like, holy shit, it's a lot of money. But I'm like, nah, man, it's not worth it. I say all this to say, flaunting, all that stuff, not worth it, man. You're going to end up getting killed and robbed and just, shit that's not worth it, man. No reason to, I get it. Flaunting your wealth, may seem cool because people are going to look at you in a different way, but you're going to attract the wrong people. That's all you're going to do. So, yeah, anyways, wild story, but it's true, man. Had XXXTentacion not, carried cash, you'd probably still be alive right now. So, wild thing to think about, man. Never really thought about it like that.